Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, we're starting out another day. And guess what, Bitcoin holders? Here's another huge opportunity. That's right. Bitcoin is starting out a day down a little bit more. A bigger correction. But guess what? That means we have another day, another opportunity to buy a little bit less, right? Another gift. So let's talk about what is going on today, what is going on with crypto, and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world of Bitcoin and crypto. Everything that's going on today, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In fact, we're not that much lower than yesterday. Let me go to the price. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah. We're about the same as yesterday when I was streaming last night. Just slightly lower. We're about 92,000 as we're starting out the day. And I know that there are some people that are feeling the pressure, getting a little panicky, but that's why I've been saying any dip at this point is a gift, because I still like to remind people that we are in the 90s right now, not the 60s. Yesterday when I was streaming last night, I kept saying like I've been so used to saying 60s for so long. And just to remind you guys, the audience, that we started out the month, yes, this month of November. We are in still November. We started out the month, November, in the 60s. In fact, November 4th, Bitcoin fell down to 66,000. And even November 6th, we were still in the 60s. So just to put things in perspective, for those people that are now like, can't believe that we fell down to 92,000, okay, in the last 2 days. To put things in perspective, we started out the first week of November still in the 60s, okay? We're still 50% higher than the first week of November. So put that into perspective. With that said, yes, we have gone up very fast indeed. So that's why I've been saying any dip that we are seeing right now, any dip from our 99.8 that we saw from Friday is in fact a gift. It really is, because when we finally break through that 100K mark, which is around the corner, it is just going to keep on going up, and things will get very, very expensive. So even with the very small correction that we're seeing with Bitcoin, with the crypto altcoins right now, okay, we have still seen substantial movement, substantial gains within a very short amount of time. So how I see it is, yes, we are presented with a small discount, a gift, so that we can continue to load up and pick up along the way in this bull market, this bull run. It is certainly not time to be panicking. No, it is certainly not time to be panicking. Even though I am seeing and hearing others that are starting to put up all these scary posts and scary videos. Yeah, this is definitely those of you guys that lived through most of this year, last year, the last few years, the landscape is definitely different, right? All right, so kicking off the day, let's see, the U.S. market yesterday was actually fantastic, really fantastic. Today, kind of mixed, I guess. Microstrategy still down. We had 2 days of down. Today could be a third day, another correction day. But you know what? Again, MSTR, just like Bitcoin, while it's down, fantastic gift fantastic pickup opportunity. I truly believe Saylor now has proven his point that, hey, picking up Bitcoin, embracing the Bitcoin strategy is a genius move and it works. And I'm fully 100% committed to this. And man, anyone that dares to short MicroStrategy, anyone that dares to sell it at this point is really just, just losing out. They just really don't get it. And I do. And I think most of you guys do. That's why you're watching and you're holding Bitcoin. So I do believe that it is a golden opportunity, a gift, once again, to pick up more MSTR, just like Bitcoin. And I believe both of these will have tremendous, tremendous runs and gains in 2025. That's for sure. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it, right? So right now, as you can see, this headline, Bitcoin slides toward 90,000 as ETFs snap 5-day winning streak. That's right. I talked about ETFs, right? And how we have these sudden days where you have massive outflows from the ETFs. But then guess what? All those that panic sold on on these ETF outflow days, guess what? They panic buy days later, every single time. But here's the thing. You know who didn't panic sell yesterday? Larry Fink. Not a surprise. Yesterday, look at all the outflows from all the funds. Fidelity, ARK, Bitwise, Grayscale. Hundreds of millions, with the exception of BlackRock. BlackRock had 268 million inflow. BlackRock gets it. Larry Fink gets it. Even before, look at it. November 14th, massive outflows from all the other funds. Who had an inflow? BlackRock. BlackRock gets it. Larry Fink gets it. Him and Saylor, they will, as hard as they can, have and buy as much Bitcoin as they can. Right now, I'm not saying Fink is a sailor, but he probably has his own agenda, but he gets it. IBIT is not the same as Fidelity's or ARK's, ETF. It's just different. It's just different. There's something else going on there. He only sees inflows, never outflows. Well, exception. He had like 3 or 4 days of outflows, but like 4 days in 10 months, that's just nutty. That's not normal behavior. Okay. That's just not normal behavior, but you get the point. That's a lot. That's a lot. And in case you're wondering, this is what it looks like, the tally. Okay. IBIT has close to 500,000. That is closing in at number 2. I think Binance has 500 something thousand. But keep in mind, 500,000 is a tally of all the users and their own. So IBIT is getting close to that. And MicroStrategy, with their crazy buys, Saylor just keeps buying more and more, is now in competition. And then everyone else in between. If you add up everything that all these big companies and ETFs and countries and everyone, it's closing in at 15%, guys. 15%. Think about it. 15%. That is a crazy amount already. That's within a very short amount of time. Now think about when the US now tries to buy up 5% and puts it into its reserve as a strategic reserve. Now that makes it 20%. Now what about the 10% that has been lost forever? Now that makes it 30%, right? What about Satoshi's 5%? That's 35%. What about the 10+% that the long-term holders or the miners hold? That makes it 40%. So you do the math, right? Very, very little of it is actually left for purchase. And that's just assuming that these guys are not going to be purchasing more. I mean, again, do the math. This is why I'm saying any dip is a gift. The supply shock is real, guys. This is not make-believe. These guys will not stop buying. It's only going to accelerate from here on out. 2025 is going to be much worse in terms of the supply shock I've been talking about. It's going to get absolutely nutty. So take advantage when you can. Hey, we're back up to 93,000. Some of you guys are listening. You're buying up while I'm talking, or at least Wall Street is. All right, so as for the shorts, we did have some massive long squeezes. And by the way, those of you guys, here's a pro tip that I've learned the hard way. If you guys are playing with leverage and you're like leaving your longs open at night, set stop losses, okay? Set stop losses. Never open your longs overnight. That's very dangerous. Set your stop losses. And set it tight in case, something drastic happens. But a lot of people on the flip side have their shorts open, right? So right now, you see there are a lot of shorts placed at the 100,000 mark. So it's just a matter of time. We're going to flip right above. And we're going to wreck those shorts, okay? We had some wreckage on the long side. We had some long squeezes. But we also did, last week, when we got up to 99.8, we wrecked those shorts. And it's just a matter of time. We're going to wreck those shorts at the 100,000 mark too. Because there are some that believe that, we're not going to get back up there. Oh, no, we will. We will. I think there are too many people that only look at charts and they're only driven by charts and they're not paying attention to the macro, like everything that I've been saying. If you're paying attention to the macro, like what's actually happening around the world, then you realize that Bitcoin has only one direction to go, and that's upwards. There's no way, if you're paying attention to what's going on with adoption, that's happening around the world and the full embrace of it from Wall Street and from countries now and politicians and the policies and everything in between, you'll only come to one conclusion, and that's that the prices go up, right? And that's why those shorts at 100,000 will be wrecked soon, very, very soon. Also, fundamentals of Bitcoin continues to get better and better. 1 million active addresses. The hash rate is all-time high. I mentioned these things many times. Fundamentals of Bitcoin has never, ever been better. Even when the price wasn't at $90,000. Even when it was at $50,000 and $60,000. I've said this many, many times. It goes on deaf ears. No one cares about it, but it's true. Fundamentals of Bitcoin has been rising up throughout the years. And I've made this point also that not many people care about, but Bitcoin is the only network that all governments have now just accepted, and no one tries to shut it down, and everyone has just embraced it. And no one can replicate it. You can't recreate another decentralized network like Bitcoin that countries won't try to shut down. That in itself is priceless. If you understand that, you'll realize that Bitcoin itself is priceless, should have no price tag. Each one should be worth infinite because you can't even recreate it. That's how valuable it is. At some point in time in the future, that's how much each Bitcoin will be, priceless. All right, but in the meantime, until then, You still got a lot of whales purchasing. Here's one that made a purchase of 38,000 Bitcoin. We're talking about billions of dollars here. And you know what? It's probably Sailor, because Sailor just purchased $5.4 billion, out of nowhere, right? I don't know where, but out of nowhere. So, and then you got others. You got Jive Technology out of Canada that's adopting a Bitcoin treasury strategy. Yeah, you just got a lot of stuff here. Current, drawdowns. Every Bitcoin cycle, you have these massive drawdowns, 30 to 60%. You know what? This bull run, we had one that was pretty close, like a 25% drawdown. But we haven't had any like 30 or 60% by no means, right? Can we have one? I saw a theory today like, oh, we're going to draw down to like $70,000. Hey, I don't believe it's going to happen, but if it happens, buy. If I had Kramer's buy button, I'd be smashing that all day long. If that happens, I'm going to be buying like crazy, right? If we had that opportunity to buy again, man, I would be buying like a madman, and so should you, because we're not going to get that opportunity very often in this bull run. With the supply shock happening, with the reserve of Bitcoin going plummeting in this cycle, with Wall Street buying as much as they can, billions upon billions per day, this is the time to be loading up. I don't think we're going to get 30% drawdowns this cycle. We may get like 10% drawdowns, like, something like that. Our current drawdown right now, now see, we're pumping now, which is good. I wish I had more long set. I actually had some. I closed before I started streaming because I can't pay attention to it. But like, even if you look at our current drawdown from our top, it's like nothing. So that's like not even 10% from our top, right? That's nowhere near a 30% drawdown. That would literally bring us to $70,000, right? I mean, nowhere close. So if that was to happen, that would be an amazing gift. Amazing gift. But I don't think it's going to happen. But you know what? Here's the thing. This current drawdown down to like 92, actually, you know what? If you look at this 100 EMA, actually, it's actually a good, retracement point before things take off. And if you look at history, that happened last cycle too. Right around Thanksgiving, before things got even nuttier, we did have a retracement. In fact, if you look at last Thanksgiving, right around here, right around Thanksgiving time, you had a couple days of downward movement, and then you had blast off. So we may be having blast off after Thanksgiving. And I'm not talking about in the toilet either. I mean, seriously, if you go look at the chart and you look at exactly right before Thanksgiving, we had 2 or 3 days of downward movement, and then Bitcoin skyrocketed upwards. Okay. That was last year. And then look at 2020, it was very similar too. So, in fact, I'll just show you guys right now since, we got some time. But like, if you look at November, I gotta zoom in a little bit here. So if you look at November 20, oops, I gotta go November 2023. I gotta go a little bit further. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, here we go. Okay, so like November, like right here. Like right around here. So like right around here, right? Like this is Thanksgiving time. You see how like we dipped down a little bit over here? Like these few days. And then afterwards, we kind of had this, but then boom. That was last year. And that was when we were in our 30s. That was like when we were still like in our 30s before we shot up to our 73,000. So, you know what? Hey, does that mean we're going to shoot up to like our 150,000? You know, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, now, as for alts, you know, something also happens around this time too. Usually, when you see something like this happen, right, altcoin dominance actually starts coming down too. So, it's interesting. So when altcoin dominance starts slowly coming down, that's when the alts start getting stronger too. But you know what? I don't know. Like this cycle, I just really don't know. We are obviously seeing alts gain strength right now, right? We are definitely seeing that. But man, the way Bitcoin is shaping, I still think Bitcoin is going to be extremely strong in 2025. I do think alts are going to get stronger, but I don't know about this like huge sudden drop that you see with, you know, altcoin or Bitcoin dominance. I think maybe it's just like if Bitcoin dominance flattens out, it doesn't like drop like a rock. But you know what? Nevertheless, I think alts are going to come up and do well, like what we've been seeing this last few weeks. So overall, it's going to be good for everyone. It's going to be good for everyone. All right. That's pretty much it. While I've been talking, Bitcoin has been shooting up. Like I've been saying, anytime Bitcoin dips, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to load up at cheaper prices. That's really it. See, look at Avalanche. It fell down to as low as $38 earlier this morning. Now it's back up to $42. That's a pretty darn good opportunity. XRP fell down to $1.28. Now it's back up to $1.38. Cardano fell down to 87 cents. Now it's back up to 93 cents. Solana fell down to 221. Now it's 231. It's not fully back up, but you know what? Plenty of stuff. Plenty of opportunity. Chainlink was at 1620. Now it's back up to 1740. Hey, Microstrategy may be turning green today. It's only down 1%. 1% now. Today could be a green day for Microstrategy. Again, any dip is a buying opportunity at this point. I truly believe that. We're beyond the panic days, guys. We're beyond the panic days. The old days of like, oh my God, the sky is falling. We're way past that. We're in the 90s. We're way past those days. All right, let's do some Q&A. And I'm CT. You know what's crazy? To think people in the future would panic when Bitcoin drops down to 150. It's always going to happen no matter what level we're at. We're going to be at like 300,000 someday and drop down to like 280 and people are going to be panicking. It's always going to be because people get used to the level and then, you know. I saw scrolling up Justin Bland, new member. Welcome. Here's the thing about clearing leverage, guys. And this is something I learned recently. As long as you're like watching our leverage and you set stop losses, you don't have to worry about liquidations. People that get liquidated are the ones that are too greedy or don't set their stop losses. Something I've been telling you guys, I've been trading a lot recently, right? You know, like common things. If you're gonna be like day trading, sometimes you don't want to set stop losses because you want to like average down or something. So I get it, but like if you're going to sleep, for example, right? You don't want to leave it open. You want to set a stop loss so that, hey, if there's a dramatic move to the downside, it'll just auto close. That's how you prevent yourself from getting liquidated, and it works great, right? But yeah, like whenever people get like wrecked, I think those are just like noobs or something that don't really know what they're doing. Like so all these people that got wrecked on down here, and then the people that get wrecked on the upside, which are the shorters. I think they're just like, they're just leaving it open or they're just going to sleep or something. If you're playing it right, unless there's like a dramatic crash or a dramatic rise with Bitcoin or that crypto, there should be. I mean, you shouldn't get liquidated if you're just like playing it safe, unless you're doing like a 50 or 25 or 100x longs. If you're doing short leverage, you shouldn't get liquidated. But then again, I guess a lot of people are playing with, like, even in the live chat, people say, well, I threw a 50x long and made a lot of money. Maybe that's why. Maybe a lot of people just throw like crazy leverage. You think Chainlink, Chad is asking, you think Chainlink could get to 200 this cycle? Considering Chainlink is at 17, probably not. I don't think Chainlink could do more than 10x this cycle. No, Chad. I think they could probably do like, probably like a 10x. Maybe 170, maybe a little bit less than that, 150, 100 to 150. I think they do 200, maybe a little bit too high. Your opinion on pork? I have zero opinions on pork. Pork the meme coin. Pork the food, I have nothing against. Pork the meme coin, I have no opinions on. Sui. You know, Sui has been really, they've been making good moves. I mean, they've been making good partnerships. They're doing what they can, but they, you know, the price has just become stagnant. Um, Bitcoin's making good moves. Let's see. The volume is picking up. That's good. And when Bitcoin moves up, generally speaking, the alts do follow. So I was looking at it a little bit this morning. Algorand's actually okay. Avalanche had a bit of volume this morning. Like, you look at that, that was a huge spike over there for whatever reason. They had a good recovery. I think they just were oversold at this point. They had good volume here. I'll tell you, XRP and ADA got really weak recently. Solana doesn't have much volume. Chainlink doing a little better today. Stellar got really weak recently. Really weak. Optimism was good yesterday. I was trading Optimism hard yesterday because I was down. But I barely broke into the green yesterday by the end of yesterday. Huey hikes. Portfolio looking great. That's awesome. I love the dips. Will you do a new dollar cost average portfolio next bear market? No, I'll just continue the same one. That's the whole point of it. I mean, that portfolio that I've been doing every Wednesday was down at one point like minus 60% in the bear market. And I just kept going. That was the whole point of it. To prove to you guys that DCA works. You know, I can't just start over. I just continue to do it. James, what's your price prediction for BTC bottom in the next bear market? It depends on how high we go. It really does, Bruce. Like, if we end up at 500,000, then the bottom prediction is different. But I've said in my Sunday walk video, we might not have an 80% drawdown anymore. It could be a super cycle where we keep on going. So I can't really make that prediction at this point. Hey, today's looking pretty good. We might just recover back up. I might just throw like a long on BTC right now. You know, what's frustrating is I had a long on BTC before I started the stream, and I closed it because I was afraid I couldn't pay attention to it. But, you know, longs on Bitcoin doesn't usually do well because it doesn't move that much. But I'm waiting for MicroStrategy to turn green today because it's been beaten pretty good since it's like 500 level, like right here. It was like 500. It got beaten all the way down here. Ever since that one company announced that they have a short on MicroStrategy that kind of like beating them down, but Citron Research or something. But I'm hoping that they get wrecked from that short position. I'm hoping that, I know they will. MicroStrategy, I believe, will do at least, I think they will do at least a 5x, but more likely a 10x in 2025. I believe they will be $1 trillion company by the end of 2025. That's how strong I feel of them. D. Wayne, Saylor has been a great advocate for Bitcoin, but does it come down to a point where he owns too much and could be a problem? I said that before, but yeah, at some point he's going to own probably up to 4 to 5% of all Bitcoin. So it goes against like the thesis of Bitcoin, which is, well, one of the theses of Bitcoin, which is decentralization. And one man holding 5% of supply may be too much. I guess we'll tackle that problem when we get to it. I mean, but still, one man, one company holding 5%. Is that too much? I guess that's debatable, right? As long as he doesn't sell, I guess. Satoshi, has 5%, more than 5%. No, he has about 5%. Well, so far so good. I think today will be an interesting day. I think today could be an interesting day. If we recover back up to 94, 95, 96. The alts will recover a little bit. I think today could be a good recovery day. I mean, the next few days we're gonna have lighter volume because in the U.S., obviously we're gonna have Thanksgiving. Markets are gonna be closed. Most people are gonna be traveling for holiday. So it'll be interesting to see how the crypto market reacts. Phil, I don't have any cake prediction. I think Binance Smart Chain is in real trouble, so I don't know how cake is going to do. Even if Sailor dumps the market, the market will absorb it, yes, but I don't think he's ever go dump. At this point, here's the thing. At first, I don't even think Sailor believed in what he was doing, but now he does. So I think he believes in it so much that he won't dump ever. He's already rich. There's no reason for him to. Like theoretically, even if he did dump all of it, let's just say hypothetically, he dumped all of it at the same time. It would crash Bitcoin in a big way, but yes, the market will recover. There's not one single entity that could dump so much that it would crash Bitcoin forever, permanently. No, that'll never happen. Will it crash it temporarily? Yes. But of course, the market will eat it up like anyone else. Just like Germany dumped it, we recovered. Grayscale dumping, we recovered. Mt. Gox dumped it, we recovered. Anyone that dumps, we will recover. Black Sun, no. What's the point of asking that? Would you like to look at FTM? I've been looking at FTM. It just never seems to break anything. Which one is it? Did it really break a resistance? I guess it did. I guess, yeah. It was kind of like just always going sideways here. I guess it finally did break this 104. And now using it as a resistance. Yeah, I guess that makes, I guess that's pretty good. If it could hold above there, yeah, that would be pretty good. Can Chainlink reach 100 this cycle? It's possible. Yes, the dogs are barking and they're very annoying. I did not get into chill guy. People were shilling it yesterday and I ignored it. Every time I get into a new meme, I lose money on it. So I'm like, that's enough for me. I don't get into new memes anymore. At least not yet. It's not right for the cycle. There's too many. This is not the right time. When there's like ultra hype, then I'll get into it. Like right now, it's like 1 out of 100 works. Andreas, yeah, I've transferred money into it. I mean, Bitcoin, crypto into it and out of it, yes. Not bought fiat with it, no. With foreign exchanges, I only transfer in and out. I never buy fiat on top of them. GR, no. I have not heard anything about that. Time to buy on Sol or wait for another dip? You know what? No one could tell you that, but Sol is down from its recent high of 260. So, it's a pretty good dip. Why not? You could buy a little, and if it goes down more, you could buy a little more. That's how it works. No one knows if that's like the end of the dip, but it's a pretty decent drop. That's like a 15% dip from its top, at least 13%. It's not bad. How well do you think VeChain do? I'd say they're pretty good. They came up quite a lot recently, so I think they're doing pretty well. I just don't like the new direction. They're all about like sustainability stuff, but hopefully they can change that and do something else. All right, guys, I'll take off. Like I've been saying, dips are our friends. They really are. So embrace it. Do not be discouraged. Make sure to take advantage if you can. With Bitcoin, with crypto, with everything. Yeah, and tune in tonight. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and again, follow me on X. I have both of my channels, CryptosRUs and Alpha First. I'm going to be doing a lot of trading today. Hopefully I can make some good money. So I'll be posting those on Alpha first. And that's it. Tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care.